Hey everybody, so I'm in Toronto. I got in here last night and right now I think it's about close to 5 o'clock. And anyways, I'll tell you about my day, all right? I'm gonna call this one a day, Big Trouble Down Below. And guess what? Everything comes from down below, okay? So like when we detoxify from the bottom up, okay? And when you become full of toxins, you become full of toxins from the bottom up. Do you get that? Okay, so understand something. The Holy Grail is the large intestine. We've been taught to attack the large intestine. 80% to 85% of all your energy is in the large intestine and in the small intestine area. It's in what we call the mesentery. Some of the people would know it as the peritoneum, like there's these double folded lining that encases all your organs. But here's what's going on today. So wherever I go, I get people calling me and they go, I really got to see you, really got to see you. So let me give you a couple cases here. Okay, so my first case today was a boy who's 18 years old. What a lovely person. He came with his father, okay? And guess what? When he was 6 or 7 years old, one of his testicles went, whoop, gone, up inside. It went up inside. He could feel it, but it wouldn't come back down. So anyways, then it came down a couple of times throughout his life, but then guess what happened, okay? When he was 12 years old, the testicle went back up. See, people just don't know what to do. And I guarantee you that the testicle went back up, just like the turtle would put his head and hide his head in his shell. The boy went through some kind of trauma or terror. You heard what I said. Because everything in your body is first invisible, becomes visible. It's first emotional, which becomes physical. And every emotion has a frequency and a vibration, and that goes to the tissue that vibrates to the issue, and it gets buried. Look, I tape the whole thing. I tape all my audios. I'm not going to have it for you, but I will have my practitioners in training. They get to listen to it because I ask people and they say, yeah, sure, go ahead. Let me tell you about this boy. Him and his father drove here an hour and a half. Okay? And they drove to Toronto. Why? Because of on the very slim chance that this doctor might know what he's doing. Or maybe he doesn't know what he's doing. Meanwhile, this doctor offers a money-back guarantee. All right, now why do I do it? Because I know that the body is amazing and it can heal if we just have the right technique. So I'm going to walk through this with you. I can't tell the other two stories that I did today, but I will tell them maybe tomorrow or the next day. This one's long enough, and this is amazing. Okay, so here's a young boy, 18 years old, and you can tell he is traumatized. He does have anxiety. He does have fear. Well, what 18-year-old doesn't? My God, their parents are adulterated. They adulterate them. By the time they're 18, they don't know who they are, right? You know, I always say that if the best way to raise children is without parents. Let me tell you, I wasn't the best parent either because we don't get taught. But then I decided to hone in. Back to my story. Here's the deal. First thing I did is I put my hand on his pelvis and I could feel where the testicle was. You could feel the bump. And what I said to him was, okay, and as soon as I touched him, he, and I go, there's no pain here. I said, that's your anxiousness because you're fearful of life. You're fearful of everything. And we're going to have to breathe through this. I want you to do the Lionheart breathing. Breathe in 6 seconds and out 7 seconds. And I want you to trust me. I don't want you to tighten your legs. I know that this is a real test. And so I touched him again. I go, and he jumped a little, and I go, okay, calm down. I'm going to keep my hand here. Let's breathe together. We started breathing 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, 6 seconds in. You can believe this or not believe this. Okay, you come take my course, you'll listen to the audio. So then I did, and I put my hand right on just above the testicle. And then I started to put a little pressure on. And then I started to do this, a little inchworm technique. And I started just gently, with his breath, every time he did, I would push down on the testicle just a little bit. All right. Within 5 minutes, we had the testicle pushed down about an inch. Now, it's not going to stay there because you need to understand something. The only reason why it won't come down is because there's crystallization in scar tissue. And I could feel it all wrapped around it. And what happened is when the testicle came up into the body, that whole area became scar tissue. Because like any 18-year-old that has anxiety and fear, you have to understand something. Adrenaline and cortisol is continually running. He doesn't eat right. My gosh, he doesn't even do a quart of water a day. You know, I tell everyone, you're never going to be in trouble with me, so please don't lie to me. Because guess what? You've always done your best. And he doesn't even drink a quart a day. So, you know, he weighs 145 pounds. He needs 3 quarts a day, especially in this situation. So I explained to him how he's been starving his power-hungry brain of water. That's why he loses his memory. And he says, yeah, I do. And I told him about 20 other things that I wouldn't know about him that I told about him. So right away, he's starting to get more confident. And I go, see how intuitive I am? I said, I know everything about you, and I know that we're going to do a great job here. So then I just kept on putting pressure on the testicle. Then I went in and I put my hand down and I kept my fingers. So here, try to picture this. Hand comes down, fingers go in, and I hold the testicle down about an inch. So it came right up in. So now I've got it down about an inch, but I have to hold it there or she's going to pop back. So now I go and I hold this. I take my left hand and I hold the testicle down. Then I bring my elbow in. So I'm holding the testicle down. And I go in and I use my elbow and there's a cocoon around the damn testicle. Not damn testicle, ding dang testicle. So then I go in and I start pulling the scar tissue apart and I go, look at this. There was an actual rope about a 1/4 inch thick wrapped around it. And then where the testicle is supposed to come through, we actually felt the hole knotted up so it wouldn't let it come through anymore. So first I got rid of the rope that was around it. Then I came around the side and underneath it. And then I actually worked on the knot and opened up the hole and pop. 25 minutes, testicles now hanging down. So then I taught him that he's going to have to do the pelvic squat. Got to open up your pelvis. Do the pelvic enhancers. Dad's going to make it for him. You'll see that when you see my new videos come out. He's going to have to do the padding and the clapping, which I showed him. He's going to have to go home and take a container, really warm with Epsom salts, lots of Epsom salts, and he's just going to soak his groin into that so the magnesium goes in to relax everything and keep everything warm and say, you're free, relax, don't go back up in there. And he's going to do that tonight, and he's going to do it twice a day. He's going to put essential oils over the area that I worked on, not just it won't bring down the pain, but it'll heal, because that's what essential oils do. The vibration goes in and heals the tissues, right? Because everything is about vibration. Okay, so I taught him how to do all this. He's going to go look at the perfect day, and I made him promise, I gave him my personal phone number, that if he has any anxiety or any issues or anything at all, that I'm his best friend. And I meant it. Because guess why? He's going to be what leads this country someday, and we need to let them understand that he was sucker punched. He feels limited, and he knows that. His father was right there, okay? And I said, you feel limited. You don't feel you have any potential. You don't feel like anybody likes you. Probably don't even think anybody likes you at school. Yeah, I know when I come into school, I put earbuds on. I don't want anybody to talk to me because I don't want anybody to judge me. And I go, this is the type of stuff that we need to get rid of, and we're going to work on it. So then I gave him Braveheart Free, said go to braveheartfree.com, start working on it, write your questions down. But from now on, you don't pay me ever again, and we're going to find the authentic you because you deserve it all. Okay, so that's the deal. Okay, I worked on a lady with scoliosis today, able to bring down her scoliosis by about 70%, first treatment. Okay, what I did was I worked on the C7 at the top, and I worked on her sacrum at the bottom. And then I found she had the scoliosis was on her right side. So I came down into the left side, just above her hip, and there was a huge calcium deposit, not to make up for the pressure. So after I worked on the sacrum and I worked on the cervical, guess what? It already came down 40%. Never even touched where the scoliosis was yet, because you got to think of it like a bow and arrow. And when you pull back the arrow to shoot, it creates a bow. So the problem wasn't where the bow is, it's the pressure. So get rid of the pressure at the top, get rid of the pressure at the bottom, alleviated that. Then I went in, worked right on the spine where the scoliosis is, and I went right on the spine. And And I took everything apart on top of the spine. Then I went into each vertebrae and cleaned out the scar tissue. And I'd say that she has maybe 20, 30% of that scoliosis left. And guess what? She's going to come and take the course. She's going to come and take a personal treatment and training with her husband. And she's going to get rid of that scoliosis. I told her about the pelvic enhancer. Told her about the squatting. Told her about foam rolling. And get her on the perfect day diet. Okay? And the last one, I can't, it's going to be too long because I got to go. Because right now I'm going to go give a lecture on how to pull fibroids apart to a bunch of practitioners here in Markham, Ontario. But here's the deal. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. I had a lady and she had a cyst. And the cyst was the size of about a medium-sized grape. And guess what? She no longer has the cyst. There was scar tissue around it, and I'll tell you what I did to it. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget that Q&A is on Monday. All right? So if you got any questions, you can, Q&A comes in live. We're going to be doing them at 3 p.m. now, Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to fly in at Monday at 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to be there with you to rock, okay? And understand something. If you want a love band, just when you order your products, make sure you call the office, tell them to put them in. Or if you want to buy our love bands, 321 I Got This, Braveheart, 321 I Got This. You'll be able to buy them on our website, by 6, by 20, by 100. You're only going to pay for the cost of them because we've already gotten rid of 6,000 of these love bands in 4 days. Go figure. They're not up there right now because we're sold out. As soon as they get in, they'll be back up again. Okay? Understand something. As snug as a hug, I love myself. There's a new sheriff in town. I'm taking my life back. And understand something. You've been sucker punched by the system. The only system you need to look after is the one inside of you. God bless. Have a beautiful day.